Hello, everybody. My name is Charles Obiakor. Here I am once again. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. I'm checking in from Northern Illinois University, just minding my business, getting a lot of projects and works done, and got a lot of research done. And I looked at my video and I realized that there was a little mistake in the way that the video took the audio. Maybe I didn't speak loud enough or didn't take the audio right, but lo and behold, there was a little bit of an error. So, about 10 minutes and 40 seconds into the video, which was titled My Thoughts and My Ideas Part 3, it was like an impromptu video. It was the part where I was explaining, higher education and how to focus. And I was also talking about the divide between black Africans and Caribbean blacks and African Americans and how I didn't like it and how we can learn to join forces and come up with a lot of productive business, which I do agree. But I was explaining how Europeans and Arabs also enslaved black Africans, which is what they did. And the audio somehow did not get it right. It was 10 minutes and 40 seconds. So I wanted to just get off into that a little bit. So, without diving into this subject matter for too long, because of course, if you do your research, you will find out, of course, black Africans enslaved themselves, and it's something that happened a long time ago. But we not all of us did. Many African kings resisted slavery. Many of us did get along, but you also had Europeans and Arabs that also enslaved black people from Africa. The Arabs had the Arab slave trade across the Sahara Desert. They enslaved millions of black Africans from places like Ethiopia, Sudan, Egypt, and in many cases western parts of Africa as well. Yeah, the North Africans that also took part in enslaving Africans. Did that black Africans just stand there and just let themselves get enslaved? No, I mean many of them fought back. So again, I'm trying to make a correction in the video, the part 3, my thoughts and ideas. So I just had to make a correction. But many of that black Africans fought back and resisted, just like Europeans, enslaved black Africans, and many of them fought back and resisted as well. I mean, we're moving forward. We're making our choices. We're moving on to the next one. Europeans were cruel, and the Arabs were cruel, if not more cruel, and they were doing things intentionally to reduce the black population by DNA using gene modification techniques. And I think it's important that as black people, and even no matter what race you are, I mean, because like I said in numerous times, we believe in global unity, but that doesn't mean I'm not conscious of who I am as a black person, and I'm still conscious of myself and my surroundings. First, we have to be conscious, especially as a black man. I be conscious of who I am and my surroundings and what I'm dealing with in my everyday world, but also be aware of what the world that we live in. I'm not a hateful person. I'm a very optimistic person. I'll work with anybody. I mean, I have a lot of intelligence. I'm willing to be the best I can be. I'll work with anybody. I'm very hardworking, and I believe in hard work. But I just had to make a little correction in that video. Somehow, I don't know. I didn't dive into the subject matter as much. Lately, again, there's been a lot of things that are happening, with our world, with our government, and with stuff that's happening with a lot of policies being taken away again. And again, I stress survival and also using critical thinking to solve problems. There's always more than one way to solve a problem. The world is always going to have your pros and cons. You've had your days of warfare and slavery, and across every race. There was even a time when whites were enslaved. Every race enslaved everybody, but black people bore the brunt of a lot of the slavery. It doesn't mean that black people were the only ones being enslaved, but it doesn't make it right though. And every race suffered. Every race has suffered from diseases to warfare, to germ warfare, to you had World War I, World War II, all these tragic events. Local wars in Africa and Asia and Europe and South America and the Caribbean and the United States and Canada and things like that. So hopefully the world can learn to unite, and we can build on everything from education to healthcare to engineering to technology. We just need to continue to focus on what's important. Again, all I can say is just checking in with y'all. Had to make a correction to that video, and I don't know what else to say. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless all of you. Have a good day.